Well, if you're so what's small talk to you?
I guess small talk would be any conversation that's sort of unimportant. But wait, this was actually a bunch of really useful information.
Exactly. Do you know how we got there? Do you know how we got there? Do you know how?
Because I asked about the weather.
No, not at all.
Because
I got you to start thinking. To start thinking, and
Yeah.
when you think, you okay. How many communicational scripts do you know of that doesn't require you? I mean, that requires you to actually think.
I don't think I've ever read a communicational script.
If
before.
you're reading a script, you don't need to think. All you need to do is be able to blah 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 blah. Well, just reading that paper. That's it. You don't have to mean a damn
script
thing.
Could be anything to like,
Yeah.
just that prompt
Copy
alone
paste.
of like how's the weather? How's the weather is like something you can ask to anybody.
You just
Or if
turn
it's,
your
like, a
brain off.
Monday, you go, how was
Yeah.
your weekend?
And then they could just say, "Oh, it's raining cats and dogs." Yeah. So it's like if someone says, "How's the weather?" Right? And it's sunny as crap. And you know, people are wishing that it would rain so they wouldn't have to go out and water. They ish. And you're like, "Oh, it's raining cats and dogs." Most people, they'll just think that you're just being funny. They won't care, and then be like, "Yeah," and then they'll just keep on with their scripting because it's easy for them because they don't have to do a damn thing. But I've never ever heard of a script or encountered a person that used a script that required thinking, because it counters scripting. All you got to do is get a person to think. That's it.
Yeah, like conversations always are so weird if they're like a play.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you really care about what you're saying? Does this matter to you?
The good movies, like the ones that like that you can't really notice that it's like it's written, that it's a script.
Yes, man. But if you're good with
I try to make my life not like the B movie.
oh, the B
No,
movie, dude. But like, if you're actually good with the what's that called again? Good with improv, you can completely tell it with someone scripting. Then you can even tell like how
I
the
used to
character's
do
acting.
Improv, but then I kind of left. I forgot why, honestly.
Okay, basically, you can do improv as long as you're not script talking to people. And scripting, I don't consider that talking. That's just scripting. Those are like involuntary response. Those are like just like, oh, these are just reflexes. It's just a reflex. I didn't actually mean nice to meet you. That's just a reflex. Yeah. In fact, I'm meeting you, but it's neutral. It's neutral to meet you. Not nice. It's neutral. But of course, I'm not going to say that because it requires thinking. And then you'll ask me questions that'll require me to think about them and then respond. So it's nice to meet you, sir.
Asshole, do you have to be to actually go up to someone and say it's neutral to meet you, and then punch them in the face?
If someone takes that as it is, how dare you say it's like, what are you trying to say? You don't like me? It's like, no, I said it's neutral. I feel nothing. Oh, so I just inspire heartlessness within you? Like, no, you inspire nothing. I'm unaffected. Oh, so I'm not important enough to affect you? Like, that's what you do
I feel like
when
saying
you're
I'm
talking to a
neutral to meet you
narcissist.
would end with like WWE type showdown.
Oh man.
I say that like there's a possibility it won't.
Right? Like, that's always humorous, man. People always be like, I don't know. Like, have you ever talked to people who like still try? Like, so it's like, if you're not small talking to people who just refuse to not think, and what happens is they actually start feeling high because they have to process what you're saying in a different way than they're used to using their brain. So their brain is now functioning differently and processing that knowledge differently. And because it's different, they feel different. So then, they relate that to a high. And like, dude, I don't know why you keep not telling me, but just stop being selfish and tell me what you're so high on. And like, oh no, dude, like, this is just my default. Like, no, shut up and tell me. Shut up and then tell me. And then you're just like, I'm starting to think you're actually serious. Yes, I am. I am serious. What the fuck are you smoking? Share, bitch. Share. I share my alcohol with you. Stop being rude. And then you just are like, I'm sober right now. No, you're not. I don't believe you. And then I'm like, well, if you don't believe that, then there's nothing really for me to say except for the truth. What are you smoking? And then you just start laughing. You're like, you know what? You cool enough. I'm just gonna let it pass. I'm just gonna let it pass because you're cool enough. It's just hilarious as hell, man. But a lot of times, when you're saying something of interest, and usually people who small talk, you say anything that's not small talking, and majority of the time they're like, wait, that's interesting. Because why is this person's communication requiring me to think? I want to know why he's requiring me. Like, what would I gain if I started thinking about what he said and thinking about how I'm going to respond to him? Wait a minute. Am I valuing certain thoughts and conversations now? Wow. That's new to me. So, then they start liking it, and it's pretty easy, really. You don't have to, choose a topic. I mean, one of the most, and also you get to work on your self-esteem, your confidence, and your ability to just, think on the fly by just walking up to a person, not thinking of anything to talk about, and just feeling out the scene, the scenery, their mental vibrations, their, brains, they transmit and receive, energy, vibrations and stuff like that in many forms. So, you get a nice feel of it, whatever. You don't even have to get a nice feel of it. You can start your own feel of it. And you just blah, 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 blah. Huh. I have to think about this. I think I might like thinking about this. Wow, I think I'm a good thinker. Oh my goodness. This guy's communication actually is incorporating what I'm saying. And now I'm feeling valued. I like feeling valued. So it's quite easy to get people to stop scripting to you.
And one of the things too is just like not feeling embarrassed. Like I found that like hard to get over.
Oh, I've never
feel embarrassed
had to work
when you're just
that.
being your neutral self, and like
Just
sometimes you can feel shy.
being nervous about just talking.
Okay, shy just means you're scared of people's judgment.
Dumb.
So embarrassed, that's like when you're okay. So have you ever heard the expression, when you're playing for the crowd, you've lost the crowd and you suck ass. But when you're playing for yourself, everyone loves you and they start making demands. Have you heard that saying before?
No, I haven't heard that.
No,
So.
but that definitely feels accurate.
Basically, it's like this. If you're just going around simping to people, being like, okay, how would you like it if I said it like this? And with these emotions and these vocal tones, it's like, damn, bitch, I might as well just talk to my damn self. Don't talk to me again, because you can't talk. That's basically what happens, right? So, and usually that's brought on by, do they like me? Do they not like me? But have you ever considered this? Why would I care? I don't have enough knowledge to care if I like them enough to care if they like me enough. Why would I care? Give me a reason to value your judgment of me. And if it's negative, I don't care. If it helps me improve myself, if it tells me truths about myself, cool. I don't care about your judgment, but I will take the information and use that to improve myself if it's accurate, if it's true. But I am the only one that knows the most about me. My judgments of me is far more superior than yours. You don't live inside my body. You don't know my thoughts, do you? No, you don't. I'm superior with my own self-judgment, not you. Give me a reason to value your judgment of me in any regard whatsoever. Let's talk. Let's communicate. Let me hear that personality. Let me hear those characteristics. Come on, broskies. Let's do this. We doing this right now. Blah, 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 blah. What's up? And that's how you go at it, You go at it with any energies that you want to go at it with. Any energies. Any mindset. But basically, why value someone's anything if you don't even value them first? Besides just, like a typical human just living life that you know nothing about.
Sometimes also though, it's also just doing something embarrassing for the sake of doing something embarrassing. Just because it's something that it's like, that's like what comedy is at a time. Like they're joking about things that they shouldn't joke about. Or
Yeah,
they're saying
truthful
things
pains.
that, like shouldn't be talked about. Like painful truths or like
Yeah.
comedy truths. And sometimes going against the norms in real life and knowing that it's going to be embarrassing is like it's a very strange thing.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Like depression joke can sometimes be funny, but most of the time it just makes you feel worse. So
Yeah, that's when people are
I normally
trying.
avoid them.
I mean, because it's like, basically when people believe that you're just being authentic or you're just being truthful and it's easy for them to discern if you're truthful or not, then they actually can focus on the conversation instead of being a lie detector, a human lie detector. Most people don't like to have to be all like, is he lying to me though? Because that's like mistrust, and then they don't want to open up to you if they don't feel like you're opening up to them. So the more nervous you are, they feel like you're on your guard, and they should be on their guard. Because I mean, can you ever trust a coward, someone who's scared of you, to be in your house while you're sleeping, unconscious, unaware of your throat getting slit, while you're sleeping?
I don't want to hang out with anyone like that.
Exactly.
But there's also like the fact of like what a coward is or what a coward represents.
So
like a coward is like very chaotic, and you never know what a coward's gonna do.
Exactly,
Like,
because they're too scared to
Having
know
that
what they're gonna
cowardice
do.
Mindset is very volatile.
Yeah. You sneeze too much, and basically, if they believe that you can kill them, and you would if they ever crossed you like that, and you sneezed and you jerked a little bit, and they had a knife, they just stab you in the. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, but I can't stop now because if I stop now, you won't accept my apology because I would never do that, and then you dead. Or if they think you're gonna out them because they would out you right
That's a
there,
really
premature.
It's a really specific scenario where you sneeze and then get stabbed.
You can take it metaphorically if you want, but
You say
yeah.
that like that happened. You say that like that happens all the time, but I've never met anyone who's gotten stabbed by like a gut reaction.
Oh jeez. Okay, so like, have you ever like met those people? I'm pretty sure you have. But have you ever remembered like times where you tell someone something and they think that it's personal and it's private, and you shared a little bit of your authentic self with them, right? And then they pretend to share a little bit of with you just to see if you tell anyone, because they mostly always tell people like other people's secrets and shit like that. So they're probably thinking about that as well, right? So they think that you're gonna be just as shady and just as crappy of a human as they are, and they think usually that's how the world works or whatever, right? So they'll say that, and you won't tell a soul, and not even your mama, and they'll tell other people a few things about you that they might think that you will never like encounter those people, or they'll just tell your friends or whatever. Like if they tell you too many personal secrets, like if they actually tell you just one thing, and then you get in a little disagreement, they're used to fighting and bullying the crap out of people, and just out of their own ignorant insanity and sanity, right? And they're like, oh crap, he's gonna get the drop on me and try and hurt me because when we had that argument, it didn't seem like he was winning, so he might be so pissed off he's gonna do exactly what I would do and hurt me by telling those people, my friends, which are a little bit of his friends, but mainly my friends, some personal information about me that can get them to judge me negatively. And I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to tell my friends some personal stuff about him, and then make up some stuff and then really just like exaggerate some stuff. So that way I ruin his credibility and my friends will never trust him again. But if he doesn't do it and he finds out that I did it, I'll just apologize and then just try and con him and then you're back into his favors because he's a nice guy. He's going to let me abuse him and walk all over him. And I expect that of him. And I'm going to play victim the whole time until he forgives me, which he should never do.
Isn't that basically what gaslighting is?
Oh yeah, 100%, absolutely. Yeah, gaslighting is like when the lie is so bad. Oh, go ahead.
Those are the kind of people you want to avoid at all costs.
Oh, I don't avoid them. I practice my skills. You see, it's like this. You can practice your nice skills with people who are nice and who are going to appreciate your niceness. Then you can practice your nasty, deceptive, manipulative skills on people who would literally do the same to you. Because, I mean, that's just fair game. It's fair game. You got to practice being nasty and you got to practice being nice so that way you can be nice. And you know who to be nice to and who not to be nice to. Like, I mean, you could avoid them, but then you're avoiding them. Me, I'm just like, okay, let's go. And then they see the joy in my eyes and like, wait, whoa. Let me just try a little bit, right? And then, I'm so practiced at it and I enjoy what I do because I choose to enjoy what I'm doing, or else I'm just not going to do it, like, obviously, right? To where basically they're like, whoa, I don't want to have to take college courses and psychology courses just to be mean to you for half a second. Where's your Achilles heel? And I'm always like, my mortality. It's like, no. Mentally, where is, and like, my mortality? Like, If I had mental weaknesses, I use them as weapons against people who use their strong things as weapons against me, and I beat people with the most weakest parts of me until they get strong. It's just like when you're conditioning your bones. You hit things, without breaking yourself, properly, responsibly. So then you get those tiny, tiny, tiny microscopic fracture breaks in your bones, and then when they heal with more durability. So it's the same thing.
Your weakness in argument is getting punched or stabbed.
Yeah, basically they'll go for your weakest point, and it's too strong for them, and you're like, what the hell is this? It's like Superman literally dosing himself with a little bit of kryptonite every now and then just because he likes the effects of it. He's like, I get a little bit loopy like this, right? And he does it so often, he builds up such a huge immune system about it. When Lex Luthor comes with his super androids built out of mainly kryptonite, and you're like, kryptonite for days! And then Superman's like, yeah, I'm just going to continue dating. I'm just going to continue my date with Lois Lane because you're insignificant to me. And then he shoots like a kryptonite bullet at him.
It at his head.
Yeah, and then it bounces right off and ricochets, and then it destroys Lex Luthor's suit, and he's all like, "Curseth you! Your broad strength beats my amazing evil geniusness! How dare you dose yourself with kryptonite until you're impervious to it, you jerkwad!"
You imagine Superman would smoke it to get high.
Right? Gets high off his weakness.
Some Kryptonian, because like what other thing would work on him? Like, he can't
It's a real thing, and you should. And I can definitely assure you that smoking it is not a good idea.
Definitely, man.
What if it has a super effect on him? It makes him feel mortal, like in a trippy way.
But just imagine it though. Just imagine if you're like almost as strong as the Hulk or whatever, but you're like super smart, whatever. And then you come, you're like robbing some place while holding people hostage, and Superman is all like, "I am the Boy Scout that will lead you to the penitentiary of justice." And then he's like, well, hold on, I'm too sober for this. And then he literally starts smoking kryptonite, and not just a little bit, like a whole hit. And then he's like, Batman, you want some of this stuff? And he's like no.
Fucking dart.
He has like a cough back. He starts fucking wheezing. He's like,
right? And as he's wheezing, he's already like blowing the other enemies away. They're like, oh! He's coughing and he's killing us.
He's doing super coughs and they're just flying.
Yes.
Destroying criminals with lung cancer.
Dude. And then, once he's done, he's like, okay, that's my 15 hit right there. That's like 8 grams. Okay, let's go. Let's get this fight going on. Almost Superman guy. So like anti-Superman. Let's get going. Like, would you want to fight him then? Would you want to? Knowing that like it doesn't affect him in any way, but making him have more fun. And you're thinking, he could literally kill me. What if he's so high he accidentally does? Because he doesn't know his strength no more. Like, would that be a cool fight for you? Like, no, unless you enjoy the challenge, no. It's really that simple, man.
It'd be like if one of those tigers that get high, it'd be like if one of them, you ever seen that videos of those, like, I think they're tigers, they eat a plant in like some jungle.
Yeah,
I forgot the name of the jungle.
Yeah, they do that
they
too.
Yeah, shit. They lay on their back and they're all stoned and shit.
So I'm just gonna end it right there because it's running like really long. It's a 2-hour video that I'm editing into segments. So enjoy that. And, like the video if you liked it. Dislike it if you dislike it. Leave them comments and thoughts about them thoughts that you had that you wanted to comment about.